Good morning, and here we are again, and this is April 4th, 2018, and this is the Cannon County Connection that you're watching, and we're glad you're with us. And of course, this is made possible by DTC Communications, and they're a great partner for the Chamber and a lot of other businesses in town, and we're just proud to be a part of it, or we're proud that they're a part of us. You know, I guess they always say that if you stick around in Tennessee long enough, things will change, and it has. The weather has been, I don't know if you weathered through the storms last night, but we had lightning and thunder and rain and wind. It was 80 degrees yesterday. Today, it's not 80 degrees. It's rather cool out there, and we may have snow flurries by Saturday. And that's my weather report for this edition. But I think that this is will be known on Saturday as Dogwood Winter, because I did notice the dogwoods are beginning to bloom. And when I first heard that, I thought, well, yeah, that's going to happen every year. And it does. We have a cool spell every year. And of course, we still got blackberry winter to go and locust winter. And then it should be summer. So that's how it is. I do have guests with us today, and of course, I was speaking very highly of DTC, which I always do anyway, but we have the CEO of DTC with us today, Mr. Chris Townsend. And how are you, Chris?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us with you today.
Well, you're a big part of, DTC is a co-op. And I love being part of a co-op. I like that as far as our electric company as well as DTC, because I think they're more involved in the community, and you're a part of it, whether you like it or not. If you're part of you're part of that co-op. So we're glad to have you with us, and we just want to pick your brain about everything that DTC is doing, because I think there's a lot of things that people don't know DTC is doing.
Yeah, well, we really do appreciate you having us on this morning, and we're thankful to all the good folks out there that are part of DTC, and even those who are not. We're here to serve the people of these communities. We have a couple things we say very often. We do everything we do because people matter, and I really mean that. We try to make every decision in an attempt to improve the quality of life for our members and for the region that we serve. And so we talk about that. There are certain people who are not our customers, and they never will be. But as a cooperative, we're working to improve the quality of life in this region. And whether you're connected to us or not, we want to serve you in any capacity. And if we can help you with your communication services, we obviously want to do that as well. So we are very, very busy in what we're doing. You may have seen us out on the roads. We've got crews everywhere installing fiber optic lines.
I have seen that.
Yeah, we installed almost 200 miles of lines in Cannon County last year, essentially between Woodbury and the Rutherford County line going north up to the almost into the Milton area. And so we passed about 1,300 additional residences and businesses that can now receive fiber optic connections, which increases the capacity of the services that individuals can receive from us. So very busy building, connecting, and I'll be happy to talk more about what those services will do for people if you want, and explain that.
We had a little conversation a little earlier where we were talking about all of the devices you're going to have in your home, which amazed me.
Yes,
Tell them about a few of those.
Yeah, so you may have heard, I guess, a term called the Internet of Things, or IoT. If you've not heard about that, you're going to hear about it. And essentially, any device that can connect to electricity is now being developed to be able to be controlled by broadband or your internet connection. We were talking earlier about refrigerators and stoves and washers and dryers and TVs and Roku devices, and we can just go on and on and on. Even heard about a crock pot earlier today that's connected to the internet. And that may sound very complex, and it may be kind of scary. I think that was a word that was used, and we understand that. But the reality is these things are being developed really to make our lives more efficient. And as they continue to be developed by people that are studying human nature and how we can make our homes safer, how we can make our homes more efficient, then I think we're going to continue to see that develop. We did just kind of a informal study with some folks that I work with. I read an article last year that said the average home in America had more than 10 internet-connected devices. And that's, again, your phones, your iPads, your tablets, your TVs, your whatever, your security systems. And I thought, yeah, I don't have that many in my house, you know. And I went home and started counting, and we had 21. And so I thought, wow, more things are connected than even I realized, and I do this every day. And the latest report that we have read is that within just the next few years, every single home and business in America will have an average of close to 50 internet-connected devices. So whether we think we want to embrace that or not, it's coming. And so we at DTC are trying to be here to help our members be ready for those technological advancements, not so that we can be high-tech, but so that we can be more efficient, spend more time with family, maybe save some money, and maybe even make a little extra money at home. So those are the kind of things that we're trying to help people do at this time.
Well, I made the comment that if there was a crock pot that was going to do that, then it better go do the shopping and everything, but that's already a reality.
It is. It is.
Because you just call it in.
That's right.
And they can bring it out, or you stop by and pick it up.
So even my family, and I'll just give personal experiences, I have two teenage sons. I have an 18-year-old and a 13-year-old. And they make
Bless
fun.
your heart.
Yeah, I know. They're good boys. Melissa and I are very blessed. But they made fun of me a few weeks ago, not in a bad way, but because I was going to go through the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A. And there was this huge line. And my son said, "Dad, why don't you just use the app? You can pull up to the curb and they'll bring it out to you. You can go through the drive-thru, but it's already ordered, so you save time. Or you can walk in and pick it up, and they guarantee there will be no mistakes because you've put it in on the app, even to the amount of the sauces that you want." And I thought, well, okay. So I did it. Not only did that work, and I got my food in about 2 minutes instead of 20 minutes, by the time I got home, I had an email and a notification on my phone that they were giving me free food because I had used their app. So it paid off in that way. We've ordered items online at Walmart that can now be delivered at your home, or you can just walk in and pick it up. Amazon has become a favorite shopping site of ours. You can get just about anything at a cheaper price. And that's not to say that we're foregoing shopping locally. We shop locally every chance we get. But if it can't be bought locally, then I'm probably not going to get in the car and spend a half a day to go find something when it can be delivered the next day at my home, possibly even cheaper.
You know what, I have two daughter-in-law, I have a daughter and two daughter-in-laws that do use that call-in or that app, and they shop, and then they bring it out to the curb to them.
Yeah.
All right. My husband says that won't work for me because I have to touch everything I buy, and I do. It's true. The vegetables, he goes, "Do you have to touch everything?" And I thought, yes, I do. I got to look at it and touch it.
So I'm the same way. My mom has always told me, she said, you like things. You like new, you like tools, you like devices, and you like to lay your hands on it. My youngest son is much like that. So what the retailers are now doing to overcome that, because they understand that, they're providing free returns from everything from your food. You can order food, to clothes, to whatever. And if you don't like it, it is a no worries return policy. All you do is put it right back in the box. They have the sticker you put on the box, send it back at no charge to you. So they're working to overcome that as well. It's kind of amazing.
I'm terrible about returning things.
Yeah.
I just don't want to fool with. I always think if you buy some big tool or something and it doesn't work or you don't like it, and the box is as big as you are, I'm not going to fool, but now my husband would.
Yeah.
But not me. I thought, well, we'll sell it in a yard sale or do something.
I understand.
But I do know that the technological things, there's a lot more of them here than what I use or probably ever will use. But there's a lot of people that do.
Yeah, and let me talk just for a minute about kind of the bigger picture of what we're doing as DTC, you know, we're in the second year of a $40 million project to overbuild our entire service territory with fiber optic connections. We're replacing the copper lines that are more limited on capacity, and they're also they're older, and copper has different physical properties than fiber, and so copper has a tendency to go out more often. So we're trying to make connections that are more stable. We're trying to make connections that have higher capacity, so you can do more things for lower cost. And the reality is, you know, we can talk about Internet of Things or gaming or whatever, and all those things are important, but there's more to life than entertainment. We all know that. And so really, we're working hard to make sure that there's economic development. We want to provide services in the area that allow jobs to locate here, whether it be a factory of 30 people or 300 people, or whether it be an artist that works from home and creates an Etsy site, their own little website that they can monetize what they're doing. We have a great friend who's from this area that moved to New York, got married and moved to New York. She's a stay-at-home mom and makes about $15,000 a year to supplement her family's income by using the internet. I just met with people last week, about 20 different individuals that are in this area doing the exact same thing here in Middle Tennessee. So economic development, education is extremely important. We're connecting almost all of the local schools with high capacity connections, and we continue to increase those so our students and teachers can have access to what they need. So, you know, entertainment, economic development, education, and we can go on and on and on. But we really are working to improve the quality of life for our members and the region we serve. In Cannon County alone, we spent over $5 million last year upgrading our fiber connections. And we're just continuing to add. I think I checked yesterday and we had 103 orders in this area waiting to be installed, and we're working every day to put those in. So we're excited. We're very excited about where DTC is headed, what we're doing in partnership with not just our chambers of commerce, but everyone in our communities. And we want to be lifelong partners. We're not just a corporation here to make a dollar. We got to make money, but if we make money, we return it to our communities, return it to our members, and we're excited to continue on that long-standing tradition at DTC.
Well, you've been here for a while. I moved here in the 70s.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you one thing. At that time, we had party lines.
Yes, ma'am.
We sure did. That was difficult.
Yeah. My great-grandmother was very upset the day that our last party line was taken out because she could no longer listen to her 7 closest neighbors and know what the latest talk was. So she was not happy about that.
Now you got Facebook. So
You do. You can do kind of the same thing on Facebook. That's right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yes, we did have party lines.
Yes, ma'am.
And not anymore. And like I say, we signed up for your whole package deal, so our internet, our TV, phone, everything goes through there. So
right.
I still have a landline.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, and I probably always will have one.
Well, and just so you know, all but about 2,000 of our customers do. And, you know, the word once was landlines are gone. And the reality is you can't have wireless without wires.
Right.
That's the reality of the world. Everybody talks about Wi-Fi, right? Well, Wi-Fi is just an extension of the connection that you have because of wires, whether those be copper or glass wires.
Right.
And so there's still a place for landlines. Almost every single business that we has one or more landlines, and about 80% of our residential homes also still have a landline connection, even if it's just for a security connection. So when your wireless doesn't work, you can still call 911, or someone can reach you if needed. My grandmother is a perfect example of someone who has a landline. That's her connection to the outside world. She lives in a spot where wireless doesn't work great, but also she has a broadband connection for the simple purpose that she has a what's called a purse device. She wears a necklace, and if something happens to her, she can press that button, and my aunt or my dad can be there quickly to help reach her. So there's a place for all of it, and we understand that. And we're not here to say, I've got a cell phone and I wouldn't give it up, right? I mean, I'd use it every day, most of the day. And but the reality is there's a place for both. And I think working together, we can make our communities and our families stronger in using those.
Cannon County, and I'm sure Smithville and our other surrounding counties, have a lot of really rural areas.
Yes, ma'am.
that are difficult to get to.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
So, you know, maybe in a case like that, if, I don't even know if the cell phone towers can supply those people.
Yeah, and
with
some places
wireless.
they can and some they cannot. But the reality is, even in a place where they can, there's still an opportunity for a very cost-effective connection to potentially have both at your home or business, and it's valuable. So,
Well, I do know that when business is coming in, or if someone that wants to put in a factory there,
yeah.
that's one of their main concerns is, do
Yeah.
they have
Well, and
broadband?
yes, ma'am. And when you, it used to be that was in the top 12 questions asked for a business locating in your area. Now it's always in the top 3.
Yeah.
It's literally always power, water, now it's broadband. It used to, for a long time, it ranked about 8th out of the top 12, but it has slid up that path now to where if you don't have a great broadband connection, no business can survive, right? You can't buy groceries because your debit card doesn't work. You can't buy fuel because your credit card doesn't work at the tank, and we can go on and on and on. It really has become a utility or a necessity. Yeah, we can watch Netflix and we can play games, and my kids can game with their cousins that live in another state because of broadband internet connectivity, but the reality is the world works over broadband now, and that's what we're doing, is making sure that we didn't just work for people that lived here since 1951. We want to be here for the next 3 or 4 generations or longer
Right.
as well. Yes, ma'am.
So there you go, get ready. Because all this is coming whether you like it or not. So-
That's right. That's right.
Well, Mr. Townsend, like I say, DTC, I've worked for the Chamber for 17 years, and they've always been a great partner for the chambers, as well as other areas in the community. I know they do. They participate, and I like that. So we're glad you're with us today and have clued us in.
Yes, ma'am.
I better get my old crock pot out and do some revisions to it or something. I don't know how far I want to go with that.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, surely I could get my husband, he's retired, surely I can get him to plug in the crock pot or
Maybe
turn
so.
it on or something.
The good news is you still have the choice about how much of it you want to use today. It's just becoming available when you want to use it.
Yeah, but the underlying tone there is you may not have in the future.
That's actually true. That's actually probably true.
Well, we're glad you came on with us, and we hope you come back.
I'll do
And
my very
any
best.
time something new comes up, then you give me a call and we'll have you on here again, okay?
That'll be good. Let me say one last thing.
All right.
We're starting to produce some short videos that we're going to put on Facebook Live once a month on Fridays, and we're calling them DTC's Fiber Fridays. There'll be fun little videos that'll be coming out, and they'll kind of give people more snippets of information just about what we're doing in your area, what's coming soon. So be on the lookout for that if you're on Facebook. We'd love to share a little info with you there, have some fun with it, and then also give you a pathway to additional information that may help you in your family or your business. So we're excited about that.
And you've got to realize, as far as the schools are concerned, DTC's involved because they do the sports.
Yes.
You know, for what, Wilson County, DeKalb,
Yeah.
Cannon,
And Smith.
Smith.
Yeah. We got 4 counties that we're providing live videos on football, some basketball. We're continuing to expand that. So our DTC3 channel is very well received. It is normally around the 7th most watched channel on our system year-round, and during fall football season, it becomes the 3rd
yeah,
most
I'm
watched
sure.
channel. But in addition to that, we have pageants, we have council meetings, we have a lot of community interest, and some good old-timey shows too that even my 11-year-old son has, he
I
watches
think
the
I've seen them
Gunsmoke
on
and some of those
occasion.
things. He absolutely has started to love those shows.
We don't miss Gunsmoke now, come on.
It's good.
Matt and
Yeah.
Kitty are still going strong.
There
so
you go.
We appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
And you come back.
We'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we do have other guests that are waiting to appear, and of course, some of these you've seen before and some not. But we also have a new chamber member that is going to appear on today's show, and he is John Taylor. And John, you, among other things, you are the owner of Innovative Construction Solutions. You want to kind of explain what type of construction you will do or want to do?
Our primary service is carpentry, and we do a lot of the smaller stuff. We don't do home building, but we do work within the smaller end of a project, in a deck or a shed, a porch.
That was the rock quarry they were blasting. Okay. You're still alive and you're okay.
I guess I just haven't been that close to it. But we do have a great contrast today between your high-tech guest that just left, Mr. Townsend, and I'm the low-tech guy. He's got a face made for television, mine's made for radio. So yeah, we have a lot of great contrast between the weather yesterday and today.
There was.
And so in the past, we've talked a little bit about how small of a job we're willing to do. Last weekend, I did one that took about an hour and a half. The other guy came in about twice my price, and it wasn't a bad price. It's just I'm closer to the job site than he is, and he has to make up the difference. And I stay within the county almost exclusively. I do have a customer out in Murfreesboro, just on the edge of town. And I do go outside of carpentry for that. I did some mulch and landscaping for her last week because I'm not a landscaper. But, I can throw mulch with the best of them. It's really easy work. So, yeah.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy.
And, next week I have to go back out there and put some plants in the ground for her because she's getting beyond the edge where she likes to dig in the dirt. It's just not that comfortable for her anymore. So, yeah, we do go outside of carpentry on occasion for our good customers.
Okay. But mainly decks, this type of thing you'll...
Walk-in closets, decks, primarily carpentry. And carpentry is defined much larger than just wood, and there are parts of that I don't do, like drywall. I can patch a hole in your wall, but you don't want me doing the whole room.
Okay.
Because the guys that are doing drywall every day can do that room a lot quicker and better than I can. But if you have a small hole in the wall, yeah, we can do that. We can take care of that as part of a bigger project.
In other words, custom carpentry.
Custom carpentry, yes, ma'am. And
there you go.
We're not going to say this is the only way it can be done, because with carpentry, you have about 10 to 20 things that will work. And a lot of times it's a question of what works best for the customer or in that particular application. And so we're not going to force our favorite on you. We're going to talk to you and find out, what do you want? What's your end goal for this project? For a bookshelf, it may be different than for one person to the next. Some people like them built in the wall. I'm a pretty big fan of that. And other people want something that's just sitting outside.
That they can move. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, how would we get in touch with you, John, if we needed to?
You can call me, 931-529-0451. And as you found out yesterday, sometimes my phone does go down. And because I really don't like phone calls, I'm not as quick to get that fixed as the next person.
So much for the technical.
So texting me is actually better than phone calls. But either way, I try to answer every phone call or call back if I'm out of the service area when that call comes in.
And also, if you want to look up his information, you can always go on the county website, which is canontn.com, and pull up the chamber members, and John's business is located on there, as well as his contact information. Well, John, we appreciate you being with us today. Is there anything else you'd like to comment on?
We do have a Facebook page, which showcases some of our projects.
I believe I have that on there too.
You do. It is connected on the Chamber webpage.
Right.
And so that's a good way to get a hold of us. In fact, the last customer I had got a hold of me through the
Well, great,
webpage.
great. That's very good. That proves that it was good to be a member of the chamber.
It is. That's my high-tech side.
Oh, all
basically.
right.
I
Okay.
think I have one device that's connected to the internet.
Well, I probably have more than I realized, but, there's still things that I haven't probably gotten into yet. Like I still go and shop because I like to touch. And so that's just how it is. And some of that, unless I'm forced to, will probably never change. Of course, I have done some things since it all came out that I didn't think I would do either, but I have. So who knows what'll happen. John, thank you for coming on today and being with us. We appreciate it.
It's nice chatting with you again, Ms. Smalley.
All right. Okay, we have three more guests, really, that are waiting to be heard from. And Mindy Gunner is with us, and of course, she is with First Bank. And there are going to be some changes in banking, is there not, Mindy? Maybe not, well, yeah, I guess you would call them changes.
Good changes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Everybody's been waiting for interest to go up, so it is starting to go up now. And we've come up with a new product that I wanted to let everybody know about, and it's going to give you more interest. So it's called a first-rate money market account, and it is tied to Prime. So anytime Prime goes up, which it just did, it's supposed to go up 2 more times this year,
Right.
that will change as well. But everybody's always looking for another way to make more money, and this is a really good product. I'm excited about it.
Of course, you realize when your CDs are going to make more and your money market, if you need a large loan, there's going to be more interest involved in it too, because it also hits that side of it too. So, but if you're not planning on borrowing any big amounts for anything and you're a saver, this is the time. And like you say, it's for years. I remember our savings account, I think at one time, maybe didn't even make 1%
Yeah.
interest,
We're
so.
starting to get over that hump now.
Okay.
So CD rates are rising, and we've got this new money market, and it's not just for new customers. It is also for existing customers, so we want to reward them as well for their loyalty.
All right, say you had a CD right now, and it was at whatever the interest rate was when you took it out. Will the interest rate change on that?
Not on a CD while it's in the middle of its term.
Right.
But the money market is flexible, so it will.
Okay.
That one, yes.
So if you had that a year ago, that interest rate will
It is
affect
still locked
that?
in, yes. But if it's coming up for renewal, we do have new CD rates that are a lot better than what they were. So
Okay.
if you've got one coming due, I would suggest,
But the
coming
money
in.
market will
yes, the money
Okay.
market will fluctuate, yes.
Yeah,
It goes up at
okay.
least 10 basis points every time Prime's changed.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right, well, that's good to know. And of course, you have savings and checking and,
Yes, we have it all. We are a full-service bank. We can do anything from checking to savings. If you've changed jobs and you need to roll over your money to IRA, we can do that. We do construction loans, automobile loans, purchase, refinance on your home. We do it all. So
say you were going to purchase a car, is there a set interest rate, or does that vary depending on certain reasons?
it does vary based on credit score,
Yeah.
year of the vehicle, that type of thing.
Okay.
So yes, there's different parameters.
So if you go out and buy a 78 Buick, probably, I'm not sure what your interest rate would be on that. Surely you wouldn't have to borrow too much to get that.
So speaking, he's talking about being online and everything. First Bank also has mobile banking, so we're also going that way too. So we're mobile. You've got the app. We've got an app that while you're out, if you need to transfer money between accounts, you can do that. Check a balance.
Right. I think especially, and some of the older generation, but especially the younger generation, that's how they're going to do everything,
Yes.
regardless of what it is, you know. Me, I still have this fear that somebody is going to compromise
Well-
that information, and which could happen. It could.
And we do have ways to protect you from that too.
Okay.
So we do deal with a lot of fraud, especially with debit cards. You know, they went to the chip now that's supposed to help, but we deal with that weekly. Yeah.
You know, I think that's so funny because for everything that we come up with to make it secure, people that are smarter at doing that than I am, they figure out how to still do that.
They don't have anything else to do.
Well, no, I think maybe some of the thing, that's their job. I listened, I forget what I was listening to on TV, and they talked about this man. He had been put in prison for actually breaking into company accounts and everything and getting people's information. Now he works for the government,
Yeah.
showing people how to keep this from happening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I thought, okay, he's got a job. I think he's living a relatively lawful life, so this is a good thing. Is there anything else, Mindy, you'd like to talk to us about?
No, just wanted to let everybody know about the new product that we've got. Come see us. We do have free accounts, so if you're paying monthly fee for your checking account, stop. Come see me.
Change banks.
I can't say that enough. But we love having new customers. We love our existing customers, and just stop by and see us.
It's a good hometown bank, even though you have offices everywhere, don't you?
We do, yes.
All right, well, thank you, Mindy, for coming on and letting us know that, because I'm sure that people don't realize when they talk about, or a lot of people, some of them do, the interest rate going up is going to affect their savings and things, or could affect their
Yes.
savings, depending on what you have it in.
The
So
people that's been waiting for it to go up are now starting to get happy, so
they're coming in with a
I'm glad to
smile.
make them happy. Yes, they're getting happy now.
All right, well, thank you for being with us today, Mindy, and if it goes up again, call me.
Okay.
And you can come in and tell us about that.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
And they're not new to our program either. We have Anna and Fount Bertram, and of course they are Friends of Edgar Evans State Park, and they have a lot of events going on this year. And you really do. I was looking over that list again, and I thought, it seems like it's increased from the first time I met with y'all threefold to what it used to be.
It has, Carolyn, and this is our schedule that you have. It's not everything.
Oh, well, why are you keeping some of it a secret?
Well, some of them are more impromptu, or some of them are things that just happen to be primarily for the people that are already in the park, like the campers or the people in the cabin. Every weekend, there's something going on there, even if it's not on here.
Right.
So that's why. But our rangers are very busy with putting on programs. Our Friends group's very busy. We have programs that are put on by the rangers with the Friends helping, and then we have programs that the Friends do and the rangers help. So we stay really, really busy.
Let me ask you something, and you may have answered this for me before, but do you have camping there year-round?
Yes.
Because you do have cabins.
We have cabins. The cabins are not always open during the coldest part of the winter. It doesn't have to do, I understand, with pipes freezing or anything like that. It's just there are fewer
Not as
people.
many campers.
Well, there's not as many guests, and it gives them a chance to get in there to do a deep cleaning, painting, any kind of redecorating. They just recently replaced all the appliances in the
Oh,
cabins.
okay. Okay.
They've done a lot of work on those cabins in the last year, including new artwork, painting, granite cabinet tops, lots of improvements.
Hey, that's like being on HGTV. You can go in there and pick out your decor. That'll be great. What are your next events that are coming up? Probably, you have something in April, don't you?
We have a lot going on, Carolyn. We just got over our annual Easter egg extravaganza.
How did
which
that
was Saturday.
go?
It went very well. We had over 2,500 eggs.
Who hid all of those?
Well, I was part of it. That was part of it. There were others too, but it was fun. Anyway, April 14th is right around the corner,
Right.
and it's the annual Celebration of Spring. The Friends started this about 10 years ago, and it's an event. It's evolved into an event aimed to the families of children.
Right.
However, individuals are invited and they can take part too. We have a lot of adults that come out for this. It involves ranger-guided nature hikes. They'll be at 9 and 1 this year. It also will have boat rides. They will be $5 a piece this year. We'll have vendors for crafts and foods for the first time this year. We've had the Boy Scouts that are associated with us have done a few food things in the past, but this year we'll have professional vendors there. The Boy Scouts still will be there, I believe. We've just got a lot of things. There'll be face painting. Everything is free unless you want to buy something or take a boat ride.
Right.
So it's just a fun thing to do. You can bring a picnic lunch, or you can buy something to eat there.
You know, I can't stress enough the importance of taking part in our parks, and because it is for the people. The parks, our state parks, are for the people and their enjoyment. And even though you may have some charges for some things because it costs to buy gas for boats and this type of thing, but all in all, this is a family event that you can go to, take the kids, they'll enjoy it and you'll enjoy it, and I just can't stress enough how important it is to help out our parks and keep them looking good and take advantage of the things that they offer. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that, and as things go anymore, if you go to a football game or anything, there's no telling what you'll pay for that day's entertainment. You can go to the parks and some days probably not spend anything if you go when they're serving food and everything. Hey, this is a good deal right here. I just get the kids up and everybody go out there and have a good time.
Well, none of our events are pricey.
Yeah.
We've we've planned that way so that nobody is really excluded. Even when the Friends have a fundraiser, like our History Hayride in the fall, tickets are $15 a piece, Carolyn, and
You can't go anywhere
No,
for
you
anymore.
can't, and that's-
You can come to the Art Center for $15, you can.
But besides the Celebration of Spring, there is a May 5th run and plunge, and this year, in addition to the 5K, there will be a 10K. And what makes this different and novel is that at the end of the race, you could jump in the lake.
You go jump in the lake.
And-
I've always wanted to tell somebody that, but there you are.
This time they actually jump in the lake, and everybody loves it. But there will be great prizes. So it's a really fun thing. The whole family can take part in that.
And it probably be a little warmer
Yes.
by then, maybe.
And I'll mention that the week of May 21st through the 27th, which is a Monday through Sunday, the Rangers will have Western wildflower boat tours.
Oh,
These are $10 a piece and payable at the office, but you make reservations over the phone in advance. And these will be about a 2.5 hour trip where you'll go out in search of this western wallflower, which is unique to this area. It's one of the few places where it grows other than out west. So it's really a fun day. You'll see
Okay.
a lot of birds and other things too. Memorial Day weekend campsite decoration contest on May 26th. And then I really want to give a big talk about an event coming up that we're very excited over on June 2nd, which is a Saturday. It is not only National Trails Day, so there will be a ranger guided hike, but the big event the Friends are involved in on this is a ribbon cutting for the new Storybook Trail. This will be at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be over about 1 o'clock. It's a party. It really is a party. There will be refreshments. We're going to have hot dogs and potato chips and lemonade and cake. Yeah, free. And this is a free event. The Storybook Trail prototype is at Long Hunter State Park, if anyone's familiar with their Reading Ranger Trail. It's similar to that, except ours is on a hillside. So the terrain is a lot different at Edgar Evans. Then our story this year is Where Butterflies Grow. The book that we're using is part of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and it has the most adorable pictures, very detailed drawings with bright colors, but it does tell the true story of butterflies and where butterflies grow. It's very charming. It will be reproduced on signs that are at child level and tilted to make it easy for them to read. These will be placed at intervals, the pages, at intervals along the trail. So the idea is the child will go along the trail as they read the story. We're going to have an opportunity for kids and their adults to go through the trail on their own, but there are slower readers or there are parents that need help with extra kids, whatever. So we'll also have guided tours that day, and it'll be on a schedule. That will be published a little bit later, but there will be assistance for those that need assistance to do the trail. Also, we have commitments from some groups like the Cookeville Children's Museum and the Cookeville Children's Library and the DeKalb County Library System. They will all be on hand to pass out freebies and to assist with the guided hikes. And a couple of them are going to offer crafts to be done right there for the kids. There will be a lot of handouts, nice gifts to take home for the kids.
Everybody likes a gift.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Well, we're going to have potted plants for them to take home that attract
that's a
butterflies.
great idea.
We'll have, for some of the younger kids, we'll have angel wings or butterfly wings. Use your imagination. So that they
Maybe
can wear.
an angel wing, but you're going to be a butterfly.
It's some other butterfly-themed handouts and things. It's just going to be fun.
Yeah,
And
it sounds like fun.
And in addition, we will be unveiling the new aviary,
Oh,
which
okay.
is right there near the trail. They don't have to repark or anything else. Parking will be free, and it will be along the road inside the park near the trail.
And we will be offering a shuttle for those that have
Yes.
to park along the road.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good idea right there, Phil.
It may be on a hay wagon, we hope it is, but even if it isn't, we will have some way to shuttle them from the parking area up to where this is taking place.
Well, great. Those are all sound like really great events. And like I say, I can't stress enough that people, if they can, should certainly go to these and show support for these things, because this is our state parks and we want people to know that we use them. And so you just get everybody together and go out there. Is there anything else you would like to mention to us? You have anything, Phil?
Phil usually has something to
Well,
say.
he does. He's been over there real quiet. Did you threaten him?
No, he just can't see you very well. I'll back up, Carolyn.
One thing that is a feature on the trail is there's a big sinkhole And
You can lose a few kids.
that's the thing, unreal, no. But they're going to build a decorative fence around the sinkhole to keep, but that's going to be a feature on the trail too. So it's going to be, well, we're pretty excited about that.
Oh, well, I'm glad. It sounds like a lot of fun, not just for kids. It just sounds like a lot of fun.
And since it's a part of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, we're extending an invitation for Dolly to come and be a part of it. We haven't heard anything back yet, but the invitation is out there. So
Well, she should answer you.
you're right. At least if she can't come, she'll probably send a representative.
That's
to-
right. Well, that would be nice too, because this is, I mean, she's done a great thing with the Imagination Library, and this is just adding to it. This
Yes,
is novel,
and
so.
we certainly want to support all of her efforts in the Imagination Library, because there are so many kids, even in this day and age, that are handicapped as far as reading is concerned, and learning to read and this type of thing. And anything that will encourage that certainly has a worthwhile place in our programs.
All little kids like to get mail,
Yes.
you know, so if they get that book, they get excited. Whether they can read it or not, they'll get excited, but that gives them an interest in something like that. It really does, so.
I should mention, Carolyn, that although Long Hunter State Park is our prototype for this, we will have things that are just a little bit different. For one thing, our book is different this year than theirs. And the idea is that as other state parks in our state adopt this concept, we will make the signs that are the storybook pages interchangeable. So every year or so, we will change out with another park.
Oh,
So
well,
there will
that'd be good, too.
Rotating stories. So.
Right, okay. Well, there you go, something else for y'all to do that's very reasonable and very entertaining. And it's also something that probably your kids will go to, and they may learn something, whether they want to or not, so.
Well, if they just get outdoors, Carolyn.
That's right,
that's
get away from
something.
that, and don't take your cell phones.
It won't pick up on the trail anyway.
All right, well, there you go. You'll all have withdrawal symptoms, I'm sure.
And Lori Christensen, who's, of course, has the
Our dance teacher.
studio here, is the titular chairperson for this event, and she'll be working with them.
Lori's very personable.
Yes.
She
We
is.
should mention that Lori and her dancers from Cannon Arts Dance Studio will be a part of the Celebration of Spring again this year.
They usually are,
They
aren't
will
they?
be performing. We also will still have in HECM, Bob Tarter with his animal presentation.
Okay.
This is always a big hit, and I believe Lori's group will be performing it from 10:30 to 11:30, and then Bob Tarter with his animals from 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And there'll be other things as well.
If you want to know, I have a whole list. This isn't all of them. Going into June, there's still more things, but if you want to know about any of them, if you will contact the chamber, I will be glad to tell you about them. Or you can always go online to the park itself, and I'll be able to give you that information, and you can check out all of the events on there. I appreciate y'all being here. The sun is in your eyes, and I can't help that. It comes in through our
That's why I made
windows.
him sit over there.
Well, we keep
I get
moving, and I
migraines.
keep getting further over here, but it
If
still
I'm
meets
in-
up with us.
If I'm in uneven light, I develop a migraine.
Well, I'm sorry, you should have moved over on the other side of us
okay.
here. All
Thank you,
right, I will
Carolyn.
see you guys again.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Lots of events starting now. The weather is, I know it doesn't look like it the last couple of days, but the weather is beginning to cooperate. So probably May is our starting month for things, even though we do have a few things in April, but You know, year-round, there is always something at the Art Center. I don't care what month it is, what it is, always there's something going on at the Art Center. And April 6th through the 21st is Flaming Idiots, and this is an award-winning comedy which will be taking center stage. Show times will be 7:30 on Fridays and Saturdays and 2 o'clock on Sunday matinees. And you can always call the Art Center and find out all the details. May 1st through the 12th is May 1st and May 12th. Both of these are on a Saturday, are public performances of Charlotte's Web, and they will be at a 2 p.m. matinee at the Art Center. May 19th and 20th is Sail On. This is a concert, a tribute to the Beach Boys, and I know there's a lot of Beach Boys fans out there. That will be at 7:30 on Saturday and 2 o'clock on Sunday. Another one that's coming up, and I've seen these people before. They are great. It seems like they were called another name at that time, but now they're going by Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And if you're a big fan of Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, this is a show for you because they can flat do it. Regardless of which one's up there, these are a bunch of talented people. And if you like the old time rock and roll, this is a show you want to go see. And that'll be May 25th. And showtime will be 7:30 p.m. And if you need any more information, because there's lots of other concerts coming up and plays for the rest of the year, but you can always call the Art Center at 615-563-2787. They'll be glad to give you all the details. And I want to tell you what, if you want to get a gift for someone for a birthday or somebody that enjoys entertainment, you can get them a ticket to any of these, very reasonably priced and a lot of entertainment for the price. So, you know, if you have somebody with a birthday coming up, there's also a gift area at the Art Center. Lots of unique items, and I'm sure that you'll find something in there for everyone too. But those are the things that are just happening in the rest of April and May. Coming up in June, we'll talk about that more next month. Saturday, April 27th, 28th, and the 29th will be Spring Fling. And of course, that's a weekend of antique shopping at its best. And there'll be other surprises and sales and discounts and refreshments for that. And so that will be around the square on April 27th, 28th, and 29th. And then April 28th, the Chamber of Commerce Cruise-In will it'll take over the square. It will be from 4 until 7:30, and this year the cruise-ins are sponsored by DTC. You'll also be able to register at their booth, get a free cap or a t-shirt, and register for the 32-inch TV that they'll give away at the Color Fall Car Show, and that'll be in September. But we're planning a lot of fun. There'll be door prizes, music, trivia contests, so 4 to 7:30 is when that event will take, and it will be the fourth Saturday of each month except September, and that's because that will be the Color of Fall Car and Truck Show, and that's an all-day event. May 5th will be the second annual Cannon Runs for Children 5K Run Walk. It will be held at Dillon Park. It's presented by the Child Advocacy Center, and all the proceeds will go to that function in Cannon County. It will help the children in Cannon County. Saturday, May 5th, a town-wide yard sale begins at 7 a.m. Spaces around the square will be available for $10. And you can contact the Iron Pig Antiques or Picket Fence Antiques for further details about that event. But now anybody, the way I understand it, anybody in Cannon County can have a yard sale that day. So if you advertise this enough, people will come, believe me. But that's going to be Saturday, May 5th. Friday and Saturday, May 18th and 19th is Good Old Days in Cannon County, and it will take over the square. And you'll have vendors, you'll have musical events, you'll have pageants. I'm trying to think, tons of food, lots of things going on, and I believe that the mules will be part of the entertainment this year too. So the Good Old Days, if you're interested in that, contact our senior center, and that's at 615-563-5304, and they can send you information on that. We also had another event on April 21st, and I don't believe I mentioned this, James Stemridge and Friends Open Jam will be around the courthouse. Our courthouse square is a busy place. It is. All you have to do, this will be their 5th annual jam. You bring a chair and an instrument and just join the picking and the grinning around there. It starts at 10 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, you have live music, or 5:30, and that will be featuring Stemridge Family Band, the Gilly Brothers, and Billy Mulder All-Star Jam. And you can enjoy a full day of bluegrass, country, and gospel. And a number to call for that is 615-542-8035, or call me at the chamber, and I'll be glad to give you that information. May 26th, 27th, and 28th is the Memorial Day walking horse trail ride. That will begin on Saturday at 11 o'clock at the fairgrounds, and you'll ride through town and up to the campgrounds on Short Mountain. And they have horse shows and food and dancing and trail riding and camping. And so if you ride a horse and you want to go on a trail ride, this is the one you want to come to. You can check out most of these, if not all of these events, excuse me, on Cannon.com, and look up the calendar, because that information is on there. And then you can also call the chamber at 615-563-2222. Okay, we're out of time, and I'm out of things to tell you about, and we will see you next month.